Hey, what's up y'all? This is Charlie. Today I'm going to be showing y'all how to make my homemade chicken and shrimp salad sandwiches. Now this recipe is good if you have any type of leftover ingredients like chicken or even shrimp. The shrimp is optional, of course, and some other additional ingredients, and you can take all those ingredients, combine them together, and make a wonderful sandwich with it. Now this recipe calls to make about 6 or more sandwiches depending on the amount of the chicken and shrimp salad that you add, because everybody has their own different amounts. Some people like the thin amount, some people like a more fuller amount. Regardless, this sandwich is not only really filling, but it's absolutely delicious. So without further ado, let's get started. Alright, here's all what you'll need to make your chicken salad with shrimp. Let's get started. You will need 2 pounds of cooked chicken. Now this is baked chicken, of course. You can also use chicken breast as well. And along with that, you will need 1 pound of fresh Louisiana shrimp. If you don't want to use a shrimp, you can completely omit it from the recipe. And along with that, you will need some eggs, mayonnaise, Creole mustard. If you don't have the Creole mustard, you can just use the regular mustard. Sweet relish, Worcestershire sauce, and for our seasonings you will need some green onions. You can also use 1 yellow onion as well, celery, Tony Chachere's Creole seasoning. Now if you don't have this, you can use the Zatarain's Creole seasoning or the Slappy Mama Cajun seasoning. You will also need some Chef Paul Prudhomme's poetry and seafood magic. If you don't have any of these, you can just use the Tony Chachere's and you'll be good to go. I have the links to where you can purchase these in the description box. You will also need some onion powder, garlic powder, and for our vegetables, you will need some romaine lettuce and 1 tomato. Now, if you don't want to use the vegetables, that's totally up to you. All right. Now, you will also need some organic 100% whole grain bread. Now, I love the whole grain bread with the seeds and all that stuff in there. And you can also use white bread as well. Any type of bread that you want to use, you can use that, but for me, I'm going to be using the 100% whole grain. Now of course I make my own bread as well. I'm still in the process of working on that, and once I get that perfected, I'll do a recipe for that in the near future. All right, and there we have it. All right, let's get straight to it. Here we have our green onions. We're going to start by chopping off those ends to those green onions. I forgot to chop off one little piece there, so I'm going to chop that off. Alright, now we're going to go ahead and chop up our green onions. I'm starting from the ends first and just chopping them on down. You want to make sure that you chop that up really good, alright? Now we're going to go ahead and rinse off our celery. You want to make sure you rinse that off really good, because celery can contain dirt sometimes. And we're just going to chop that up. You want to make sure that you chop this up really good, really fine, alright, until it's minced. Now we're going to rinse off 1 red tomato, and now we're going to go ahead and slice it. I'm slicing mine a little thick. You can slice it really thin if you like. It's really your personal preference. The thin you slice it, the better. Alright, now we're going to go ahead and rinse off our romaine lettuce. You want to make sure that you rinse this off really good. Alright, now we're going to start by removing the leaves off the stem of the lettuce. We're just going to pull it right off, just as you see here. Now we're just going to chop that in half. And this is how it looks when we're done. Now as for the other part, we're just going to remove the leaves off the stem of the lettuce, and you could just take those stems and you can discard those. Alright, here I have a salad spinner. It's by Good Grips, of course. We're just gonna take our lettuce and we're just gonna add that into the salad spinner. I actually love this salad spinner. It works really well. It's kind of like a little pumping action. It's really nice. Now I believe you can purchase this salad spinner at Bed Bath & Beyond. I'm currently using the smaller one. They also sell a large one as well. And this is how the lettuce looks when we're done. The salad spinner did a great job removing whatever kind of moisture or water that they might have had on that lettuce. Alright, now let's start with our chicken. We're going to start by removing the skin off of the chicken. And we're just going to remove the meat off of the bone of the chicken. And I'm doing this to about 2 pounds of chicken. You could also decrease this to 1 pound if you like, if you want to make less. Alright. Now let's get started with our shrimp. Here we have our shrimp. We're just going to take the head off of the shrimp. And we're going to place that in the one bowl. And now we're going to peel the shell off of the shrimp tail. And once you peel that shell off, you're going to place that shell into one bowl and take the shrimp tail and place that into a separate bowl. Alright, here's the shrimp's digestive tract. We're going to take a knife and we're just going to cut out the back of the shrimp. Do it very gently. Alright. Now we're going to go ahead and pull that black string out. Sometimes there's other stuff in there too. You have to remove all that as well if there's anything extra in there. Alright. Alright, now we're going to add our shrimp tails into a strainer. And we're going to rinse our shrimp tails off with cold water. Now we've transferred our shrimp tails into a small bowl. We're going to add 1/4 teaspoon of Tony Chachere's Creole seasoning. I'm just going to take our hands and we're just going to coat that seasoning onto the shrimp. Now we're going to sear it. We're going to preheat our fire to medium-high heat. Alright, so in our large saucepan, we're going to add 1 tablespoon of unsalted butter. I forgot to add this into my ingredients list. Now we're going to spread that butter around our saucepan. Forgot to mention that y'all going to need some unsalted butter, y'all. I'll let that melt in there. Now we're going to add our shrimp tails. Now I'm going to take my spatula and we're just going to give this a quick stir. Now we're going to let this saute for about 6 minutes or until the shrimp turn pink. I'll let you know when it's done. Alright. Alright, it's been about 6 minutes now and our shrimp is done. And I just want to let y'all know, turn your fire off. And you can also do your eggs around the same time you do your shrimp, just to help you out a little bit. Now we transferred our shrimp into a large bowl. We're going to let this cool off for about 10 minutes. Alright. So let's get started with our eggs. We're going to preheat our fire to medium-high heat. In a medium-sized pot, we have about 1 1/2 quarts of water into this pot here. We're going to let it come to a simmer. Alright, it's at a simmer now. We're going to go ahead and add our 4 large eggs in there. Now remember, you can do your eggs around the same time that you're sauteing your shrimp as well, to save a little bit more time, so to help you out. Now we're going to let this simmer for about 12 minutes. After 12 minutes, you're going to go ahead and turn your fire off. Your eggs should be done by then. Now we're going to go ahead and take our tongues and we're just going to remove our eggs out of here. And we're going to transfer them into a bowl and let it cool off for about 10 minutes. Once done, we're going to crack the top and the bottom portions of the eggs. And we're going to rinse them off with cold water. And while you're doing that, you're just going to gently peel the shell off of the egg. And it should come off very easily. Alright? As you see here. Okay? And once we're done with that, we're going to take our knife and we're just going to cut around the egg white, because we just want to remove that yolk out of there. Now we're just going to take our egg yolk out of there. And now we're going to take our egg whites and we're just going to place that onto our chopping board. And we're going to take our egg yolks and we're going to place that into a separate small bowl. Well, in a small bowl. Alright, in a food processor, we're going to add our chicken pieces in here. Now, our chicken is cold, of course, because it's leftovers. Okay? Alright. And to that, we're going to add our shrimp. Now, make sure your shrimp is cool, okay? Or if not, it could be cold as well. Alright, now we're going to cover this. And we're just going to pulse this until that chicken and that shrimp has been shredded. Alright? Alright, and this is how it looks when we're done. Looks nice and shredded and blended and ready to go. Alright, now we're going to chop our egg whites up until it's minced. You want to make sure you chop this up really good. Alright? Now into our bowl with our egg yolks, we're going to smash our egg yolks with the back of a spoon. Do this the best way you can. Alright, let's add some ingredients. We're going to add 2/3 cup of mayonnaise. Now you want to make sure you get a spatula to get that mayonnaise in there. Alright, and to that we're going to add 1 tablespoon of Creole mustard. If you don't have the Creole mustard, you can just use regular yellow mustard and you'll be good to go. Alright, we're going to add 2 teaspoons of Worcestershire sauce, 1/4 teaspoon of Tony Chachere's Creole seasoning, 1/8 teaspoon of Chef Paul Prudhomme's Portrait Magic, 1/8 teaspoon of Chef Paul Prudhomme's Seafood Magic, a 1/2 teaspoon of onion powder, and a 1/2 teaspoon of garlic powder. Now I'm just going to take my whisk and I'm just going to stir all the ingredients together until this is creamy and smooth. Now as far as those seasonings go, you only need a very small amount in there, alright? Because we have the seasonings from the chicken and all that, and the shrimp and all that other good stuff, alright? In our bowl with our shredded shrimp and chicken, we're going to add our minced egg whites. And to that we're going to add 1/4 cup of chopped green onions, 1/4 cup of chopped celery, and 1/4 cup of sweet relish. You can add a little bit more if you like. Okay. Now I'm gonna take my spoon and I'm just gonna stir this until combined. Just want to make sure all those ingredients and that onion and all that is combined with the shrimp and the chicken mixture. Alright, now we're going to add our mayonnaise mixture. We're just gonna add that all in there all at once. Make sure you get a spatula to get it all in there. Alright. Now we're going to take our spoon and we're just going to stir this until it is creamy and smooth. Now I just want to let y'all know that this will be very thick, and that is normal, alright? You don't want it to be soupy or nothing like that. We're making a sandwich here, alright? Now once done, we're going to cover this and we're going to place this into our refrigerator for about 2 to 4 hours. For me, I'm just going to let this sit in my refrigerator overnight so that way the flavors can settle and increase. Now let's go ahead and assemble our sandwich. Here we have our 2 slices of whole grain toast, which I've toasted. I love my bread toasted with my sandwiches, of course. So we're going to get started by adding our romaine lettuce. Just add that on top. And now we're going to add our tomato slices. Remember, they could be thin or thick slices. Doesn't really matter. Alright, just place that on there. Alright, now we're going to take our chicken and shrimp salad and we're just going to place that right on top. It doesn't have a measurement in anything, just add it right on top. If you add more of it, the less sandwiches you're going to have. If you add a lot less of it, the more sandwiches you're going to have. Alright, now we're going to take our spoon and we're just going to form this into a little square patty here. And that's why I said your mixture should be thick. If it's too thin, it's going to be watery and it's going to be all over. Alright, so lastly, we're just going to take our last slice of whole grain toast and we're just going to place that on top. And our sandwich is complete. And you can make multiple sandwiches with this, of course. Alright, up to 6 or more. Alright, now here is the final presentation. I'm going to go ahead and take a bread knife and I'm just going to cut this in half to show you how it looks on the inside. Wow, look at how beautiful that looks. Delicious too. And there y'all have it, ladies and gentlemen, homemade chicken and shrimp salad sandwiches made by a New Orleans native. If you like my channel, hit that subscribe button. Hit the bell button if you want to be notified of my videos. You can also check out this recipe as well as all of my other recipes. Visit www.charliethecookandrews.com. You can also find me on Facebook and on Instagram under the name Charlie the Cook Andrews. Stay tuned as Charlie's Taste Test is coming up next. It's a little long, but can't wait. Now it's time to go ahead and take a bite. Wait, before I take a bite. To serve with this sandwich, I normally serve it with whole grain chips or something like that. But today I am going to be serving it with some Zapp's potato chips. Of course, my favorite is the no salt added. They have so many different flavors. I used to like the voodoo flavor. That used to be one of my favorites. It's unbelievable. It's really, really good. And they're so crunchy. That's what I really love about it. Nothing like New Orleans snacks, boy. Woo. Let's put that right there. I don't really eat this too often, so this is a nice treat for me. I don't eat chips too often. So stay away from fried stuff. And I also like these too. Elmer's Chewies. Yep, this is another New Orleans brand type of snack. See, that's the good thing. That's the good thing about New Orleans. See, we have our own different brands of meat, seafood, snacks like chips, sodas, what we call a cold drink down in New Orleans, and candy, all that stuff, man. So let's get down to it. Look at that. Listen to this. The sandwich has a wonderful chicken flavor, and then you have the flavor from all the seasonings that we've added. All that combines together. It's similar to a tuna fish sandwich. The only difference is that it's made with chicken and we add a little shrimp to it. It's really, really good. Now, I'm about to wash it down with a nice tall glass of ice cold water. So much better than cold drinks, soda pops, fizz pops, or whatever y'all call it. I know down north we call it cold drink. So much better than juice. Water is just my absolute favorite. Anyways, give the sandwich a try. I hope you all enjoyed the video, and until next time, have a good one. Peace. Oh man, look at that.